A very good afternoon to all of you, and we warmly welcome you to ICUAST 2021, the International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and Traditional Medicine, happening for the 7th time this year, organized by the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo. This year, due to the pandemic situation prevailing in the globe, we have to join the conference in a different way other than the previous 6 years. So today, we are going to bring you the inauguration ceremony live on Zoom. We know that you all are taking part. That's the inauguration ceremony, which is to commence now via Zoom. So we invite you to join throughout the 2 days that is going to be from today and tomorrow. The scientific sessions as well as the valedictory session will be there tomorrow, and we will be briefing you about the International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and Traditional Medicine 2021. Today happens to be a very significant day to all of us at the IIM, University of Colombo, as today we happen to celebrate the 92nd anniversary of our institute. It was exactly on a day like today, back in the year 1929, that IIM was inaugurated on the 10th of June. So, making it a note, on this very significant day, we're bringing you the inauguration ceremony of ICUAST 2021. So with that, we shall now join the national anthem of Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka Mata, Appa Sri Lanka, Namo 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 Mata. Sundara Sri Narini, Surati Ati Somarmana Ramuha.
Thank you all. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Prior to the proceedings of the 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine, now let's join a small introduction video about the pride, dignity and honor of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo. Institute in Ayurveda and Unani Medicine, affiliated to the University of Colombo. Founded as the College of Indigenous Medicine in 1929, it became a part of the University of Colombo, adopting its current name in 1977. Senior Professor Chandrika N. Vijayaratna, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, is an alumnus and an academic in Reproductive Medicine and Endocrinology, Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo. She has an unfailing research record with multi-sector and international collaboration and outreach. Senior Professor Priyani Parunagama, the Director of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, who is the recipient of many national and international awards and pageants, has produced a number of postgraduate students, supervised PhD and MPhil research students, published over 40 publications in peer-reviewed journals, and presented over 80 communications in national and international symposia. Dr. S.P. Molligoda, Head, Department of Study in Ayurveda. Professor M.S.M. Shifa, Head, Department of Study in Unani. The institutional structure of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, Department of Study in Ayurveda. Unit of Maulika Siddhanta, Unit of Draviguna Vijnana, Unit of Allied Sciences, Unit of Swasthavruta, Unit of Kaya Chikitsa, Unit of Deshiya Chikitsa, Unit of Prasuti Tantra and Kaumara Brutya, Unit of Shalya Shalakya. Department of Study in Unani. Unit of Kulliyat, Unit of Ilmul Adviya, Unit of Allied Sciences, Unit of Dahavuziva Samaji Tib, Unit of Molijat, Unit of Deshiya Ilaj, Unit of Amraz e Nizwan Kwabalat Wu Atfal, Unit of Ilmul Jarahat. Units under the Department of Study in Ayurveda. The unit of Maulika Siddhanta, which concerns on the basic principles of Ayurveda medicine, is one of the major units of the Institute. Covering the areas of Ayurveda history, Samhita text which reveals the practices related with this medical system, this unit provides the students to learn the roots of Ayurveda. Equipping the academic career with modern and traditional techniques of drug preparation and drug standardization, scientific validation, knowledge regarding scientific ways of research, organizing field visits, herbal plant identification programs, and even maintaining a herbal garden in Valigatta is done by the unit of Draviguna Vijnana. Proceeding with the basic sciences of Ayurveda and as well as modern medicine, dissection of the human body and related knowledge in anatomy, modern laboratory techniques along with the knowledge of physiology is derived through the unit of allied sciences. Knowledge related to the preventive methods related in Ayurvedic community medicine, public and school awareness programs, yoga lessons, field visits, and many more sessions are conducted through the unit of Swasthavruta to enhance the related knowledge in students. Along with OPD and IPD practices, the unit of Kaya Chikitsa provides students with the Ayurvedic clinical medical knowledge with the treatments and relevant applications. Preserving the traditional medical knowledge with the support of renowned indigenous physicians, the unit of Desya Chikitsa gives the students the hand-on skill. Unit of Prasuti Tantra and Kaumara Bhrutya provides students with the knowledge of Ayurveda gynecology and obstetrics. ENT and also the knowledge related to eye, mouth-related and dental practices along with surgical theatre experience at the teaching hospital are facilitated to the students through the unit of Shalya Shalakya. Units under the Department of Unani. Unit of Kulya strives to bring about progression in the science of Unani fundamental medicine through innovation and enterprise. Unit of Ilmul Adviya deals with the identification of single drugs and preparation of compound drugs such as plant, animal and mineral origin. This unit also involves in field visits to herbariums and drug corporations. Unit of Allied Sciences deals with the modern medical basic science subjects such as anatomy, physiology and biochemistry. Practical demonstrations were provided in well-equipped laboratories. Unit of Tahavuzivo Samaji Tib involves several activities such as conducting special OPD at Ayurveda Teaching Hospital in Borella and health awareness and health promotion programs under community engagement in various parts of Sri Lanka. Unit of Bolijat mainly deals with the undergraduates' clinical programs. The clinical training is mainly provided at the Teaching Hospital of Ayurveda. The academic unit established a regimenal therapy unit recently to upgrade the regimenal therapy. Unit of Desha Ilaj offers lectures and practical trainings on Unani traditional medicine. It plays an important role in disseminating knowledge and developing skills of the undergraduates with expected competencies in traditional medicine. Unit of Amraz A. Nizwan Kwabalat Wo Atfal offers lectures and practical trainings on Unani gynecology, obstetrics and pediatrics. Training the undergraduates to manage pediatrics, gynecology and obstetric problems with appropriate Unani treatment modalities. Unit of Ilmul Jarahat offers lectures and practical trainings on Unani surgery and ear, nose, throat diseases. Apart from the academic units, many other facilities are centered with the Institute of Indigenous Medicine. The National Ayurveda Teaching Hospital in Borella facilitates the students to participate in OPD, IPD, surgery and clinics, allowing them to have the practical knowledge. Ayurveda Wellness Center basically focus on the preventive aspect of Ayurveda medicine, and even they offer optional subjects such as beauty culture and several aspects of Panchakarma such as leech therapy. The ICT laboratory focus on the students to develop their knowledge with the modern technology. The IIM library facilitates the students with a wide range of collection of books and even maintaining an Ola leaf book collection. The greenhouse and medicinal plant house provide students to be benefited of experiencing real plants for their study purposes. Food corner, playground and the lecture theatres, study halls and study areas provide students a calm and facilitated environment to their study and leisure activities. Among the special events organized in the institute, The International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine, student performances, Ayurveda educational exhibitions, activities of Ayurveda and Unani students relieving their tensions, student counselor service, student awareness programs such as drug awareness, reproductive health, forming ISEC and Rotaract clubs, cultural events, blood donation campaigns, Sinhala and Hindu New Year celebrations, and even sports takes a prominent place with achievements in the interfaculty levels and even representing the entire university in foreign tours. Where you can gain your higher education in a calm environment. Be a professional.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was a small video prepared about the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo. Today, we are not only celebrating the research excellence conducted by the Institute of Indigenous Medicine. Today, we are having the coincidence of two events. It's the 7th ICUAST inaugural ceremony and the 92nd celebration of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine. We have the pride, dignity, and honor in conducting the research. So research is something that everyone should do and everyone is ought to do. Research is a systemic analysis of a certain fact and assimilation of respective data according to Ravine Connell. Ladies and gentlemen, now there's a small video prepared about the ICUAST history prior to the 7th ICUAST, which is inaugurating today.
Of international conferences of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo. The research is defined as the systemic investigation and study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. This research plays an important role in establishing the truth in the scientific world. Being a researcher requires dedication, hard work, and more than a little inspiration. It gives us a glimpse of the world we haven't seen yet. Many of the breakthrough milestones are a result of intense research. The journey of international conferences of Institute of Indigenous Medicine paved the way to new insight, innovative loveliness in Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and traditional medicine in Sri Lanka. Under the theme Natural Solution for Health Challenges, the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo organized the first ICUAST in December 2013. Proceeding forward, the Institute of Indigenous Medicine organized the second ICUAST and Ayu Expo exhibition in collaboration with the University Grants Commission Sri Lanka and was held on December 2014. According to Ravine Connell, research is something that everyone can do and everyone ought to do. It is simply collecting information and thinking systematically about it. To strengthen the research practitioners who are dedicated in finding new knowledge and ideas to make this world a better place, from 2015 to 2018, the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo organized the 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th International Conferences on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine. Today, we are gathered for the inaugural ceremony of the 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine, organized by the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka.
Going down the memory lane back to 6 years since we commenced the International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine back in the year 2013 with the first ICUAST. Here we bring you the 7th edition of it with the theme Indigenous Knowledge for Emerging Health Issues. So, joining the inauguration ceremony, it's time for us to pay homage to Lord Dhanvantari. Lord Dhanvantari is known as the father of Ayurveda, since he was the first divine incarnation to impart its wisdom amongst humans. He first appeared during the great churning of the cosmic ocean of milk to deliver Amrit to the demigods. Lord Dhanvantari is an outstanding personality in the history of Ayurveda. He was the physician of the gods and an excellent surgeon according to both the Vedas and Puranas. He is the ultimate healer and the most benevolent Lord who removes all fears and diseases from the face of humanity. Chanting some of the most powerful mantras of Lord Dhanvantari will help alleviate the sufferings of humans and promote happiness and prosperity, which is our wish these days as well. So let us pay homage to Lord Dhanvantari.
Vandanam, Shatashat Vandanam, Vandanam, Shatashat Vandanam, Vandanam, Shatashat Vandanam, Vandanam, Shatashat Vandanam.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are celebrating the 92nd anniversary of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, and here we commence the 7th ICUAST. Today, we have another significance related to this 7th ICUAST. As per the organizers, today, many undergraduates, nearly 200 undergraduates, are privileged to join this inaugural session. So previously, there were a less number of forums for them to join, but with the 7th ICUAST, the number of involvements have increased. So the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, paving the way to the excellence in research education, the 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine is a good example. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are conducting this event according to the health protective guidelines, maintaining social distancing and even wearing face masks. So adopting to the new normal, opening the virtual background to the majority of participants to be benefited in a large number. We are conducting the 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, to welcome this long gathering on a more formal note, let me invite the chief organizer of the 7th ICUAST, Director of Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Chair of Chemistry, University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka, is none other than Senior Professor Priyani A. Paranagama. Professor Priyani Ashoka Paranagama graduated from the University of Kelaniya in 1986 with an honors degree in chemistry. She joined the University of Kelaniya in 1990 as an assistant lecturer and proceeded to Industrial and Technological Institute to obtain her MPhil degree in organic chemistry in 1991. She obtained her PhD from University of Glasgow in 1994 in the area of bioorganic chemistry. After returning to Sri Lanka, she initiated her independent research work on natural product chemistry. In 2003, she was promoted as a professor and subsequently in 2011 as a senior professor and in 2012 to the chair of chemistry. She has completed 30 years of service to the University of Kelaniya. Currently, she was appointed as the director of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo from 10th February 2018 to date. She served as the Dean, College of Chemistry, Chemical Sciences, and Institute of Chemistry Ceylon from June 2016 to October 2017. From 2009 to 2012, she served as the head of the Department of Chemistry, University of Kelaniya. She is a fellow of Institute of Chemistry, Chemistry Ceylon, and a chartered chemist, Royal Society of Chemistry. She is a member of several professional bodies in Sri Lanka. She participated in the conference organized by the World Academy of Science on sharpening careers in science in 2016. Moreover, she was awarded the Dr. C.L. De Silva Gold Medal for outstanding research in chemical science in 2015 and Professor M.U.S. Sultan Baba Gold Medal for achievements in her research career in 2008. She is a recipient of several national and international research grants and awards. She has published over 57 research papers in indexed journals, written or edited 11 books, book chapters, and published over 120 communications. She has successfully supervised over 21 postgraduate students, and she is currently supervising 8 postgraduate students in many different areas of chemistry, ranging from isolation and characterization of natural products, analysis of spices and essential oils, value addition of natural products to toxicity of trace metals. Her research interests are isolation and characterization of bioactive natural products from plant and endogenic fungi, development of biopesticides, value addition of natural products, and she is involved in teaching spectroscopic methods in organic chemistry, natural product chemistry, heterocyclic molecules, applied organic chemistry, and basic principles in organic and biochemistry. So, Senior Professor Priyani A. Paranagama, Madam, it's over to you.
Ayubowan, Wanakkam, Assalamualaikum, welcome. Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, Senior Professor, Chandrika Vijayaratnam, Secretary of the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, Vaidya Rajesh Kotea, all keynote speakers from India and Sri Lanka, members of the Board of Management, members and the academics from Gampaha Wickramaarachi University of Indigenous Medicine, delegates from Indian High Commission and the Ministry of Indigenous Medicine, provincial commissioners and indigenous medical doctors, academic staff members from different universities in Sri Lanka and other part of the world, representatives from Department of Ayurveda, heads of the Department of Unani and Ayurveda, all the academic staff members of IIM, administrative staff, non-academic staff members, all the participants of the conference, including our undergraduate students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me a great pleasure and honor to welcome all of you to this 7th International Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine 2021, ICUAST 2021, organized by Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo. At the same time, I'm happy to inform you today we celebrate 92nd anniversary of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine. In keeping with the vision of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine to be a nationally and internationally acclaimed center of excellence in Ayurveda, Unani, and traditional system of medicine in Sri Lanka, and to mark the theme of the conference, Indigenous Knowledge for Emergent Health Issues, the Institute has taken initiative to organize this international conference, ICUAST 2021. Although the conference was planned to conduct as a hybrid event, considering the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic condition, it was decided to hold as a virtual conference. However, I'm pleased to learn that the conference will be a very successful event since over 250 abstracts will be presented and eminent experts from Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and traditional medicine agreed to present keynote addresses to share their knowledge and experience at this conference. In addition to that, young professionals and undergraduate students are also presenting their research findings tomorrow. They are the frontiers in exploration and inventors of indigenous medicine. Therefore, this conference will provide an opportunity for early career professionals in indigenous medicine to update their knowledge on new ventures in the field of indigenous medicine and traditional medicine. However, I find holding a virtual conference will be a great asset for all early career researchers, as young indigenous medical researchers can disseminate inventions, research findings using digital media during the pandemic to reach a wide audience across the world. Many eminent experts from academia of national and international research institutes, universities, and the business world were invited to participate and share their experience with early career professionals who joined the conference today and tomorrow. Today, the promotion of indigenous medical system has become indispensable as millions of people have died with the pandemic, stressing the need of scientifically proven alternative medical treatment to cure communicable diseases like COVID-19. Hence, this virtual conference provides common platform to present your indigenous research findings, which were carried out with acceptable scientific method, and discuss the challenges that they face when considering product development and commercialization. This will be a very useful event to our early career professional for entrepreneurship development. Further, the conference will stimulate undergraduate students and indigenous medical practitioners to present their innovative ideas and create a forum to research collaboration and networking with other indigenous medical institutes globally. Though all of us in stressful situation due to COVID-19 pandemic, my appreciation for the guidance and encouragement given by the Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayarajah. She is the chief guest today. I am very proud to say our Vice Chancellor is an academic leader from medical stream. She is very keen in developing indigenous medical systems in Sri Lanka. It is a great privilege and honor to welcome our chief guest, Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayarajah, to this conference. And on behalf of the organizing committee of this conference, I'm very grateful to you, Madam, for kindly accepting our invitation and sparing your valuable time to grace this inaugural session of the conference. I would like to welcome all our keynote speakers. Though they couldn't physically attend the conference, they joined through the webinar. We all know that the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, promotes education, research, propagation of indigenous medical systems, and is committed to infuse the wisdom of traditional medicine with methodologies of modern science, scientifically validating the systems and presenting them in systematic scientific community, relating their efficacy to modern lifestyle. I'm happy to inform you that Secretary of Ministry of Ayush from Government of India accepted our invitation to deliver keynote speech today. It is my honor and great privilege to welcome Vaidya Radesh Koteka, Secretary of Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Professor Anub Kumar, Vice Chancellor, Gujarat Ayurveda University, and Director, Institute of Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, Ministry of Ayush, India. He is also a keynote speaker in this inaugural session today. I warmly welcome Professor Thakur, and your past participation is a profound impact for this conference. It is my privilege to welcome distinguished Professor Asim Alim Khan, Director of General Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, India. I am immensely grateful to you as you agreed to participate lively to deliver the keynote address and share your experience with us. I warmly welcome Professor N. Kapilan, Head of the Department of Siddha from Dr. MDR Medical University, India. He agreed to deliver keynote speech on Siddha medicine. It's my pleasure to welcome Professor N. Kapilan and my sincere appreciation for your cooperation and sharing the experience you gained on Siddha medicine and join to deliver this keynote address at this inaugural ceremony today. A glance through the list of presentation planned for tomorrow by keynote speakers, plenary speakers, abstract presenters, poster presenters, reveals the amazing diversity of different areas in Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and traditional medicine. Ladies and gentlemen, I extend my warm welcome to all the other keynote speakers and plenary speakers who will be sharing their experience at this conference. Our keynote speakers who are going to join tomorrow are Professor Y.B. Tripathi, Faculty of Ayurveda, Benares Hindu University, India, Professor J.S. Tripathi, Department of Kaya Chikitsa, BHU, Associate Professor P.R. Marasinghe from Department of Ayurveda, Sri Lanka, Dr. Sukumar Sadesh Mukh, Managing Director, Atawa Nature Healthcare Private Limited, Maharashtra, India, Professor F.S. Sherani, Dean of the Faculty of Unani Medicine, Aligarh Muslim University, India, Professor Shivakanda Rangasamy, Nada Siddha Medical College and Research Center, Tamil Nadu, Dr. H.M. Sinadira, former Commissioner of Ayurveda Central Province, Sri Lanka, Professor Sunita Suman, Head of Department of Prasuti Tantra, Benares Hindu University, Professor Kalpana Patel, Department of Kaumar Vritya, Gujarat Ayurveda University, Jamnagar, Professor S.M. Harish Saidi, Dean, School of Unani Medical Education and Research, New Delhi, all our oral presenters and poster presenters. I extend my warm welcome for all of you to this conference. Let me express my sincere admiration for accepting our invitation despite of their busy schedule to deliver keynote speech. I warmly welcome all the invitees, especially Dr. Sushil Kumar, Secretary, Technical Cooperation, Indian High Commission. His interest and enthusiasm during the organization of this international conference is greatly appreciated. My warm welcome to Vice Chancellor and all the delegates from Gampa Vikramarachchi University of Indigenous Medicine, all academics from Siddha units of Southeastern University and University of Jaffna, all the members of the Board of Management who joined this webinar today, commissioners from different provinces in Sri Lanka, doctors from Ayurveda hospitals, and all foreign and local participants of this conference. I warmly welcome all of you to this conference today and tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, an event like this nature cannot happen overnight, especially under these difficult circumstances. An amazing group of people, despite their busy work and personal schedule, took the task of organizing this symposium, extending their fullest support wholeheartedly within a very short period of time. Therefore, I fail my duties if I don't mention the energetic group of organizing committee. As the director of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, I cannot thank enough to Professor Kanti Kulatunga, Conference Coordinator, ICUAST 2021, her magnanimous effort to organize this event is commendable. It is heartening to see her take up the responsibility of completing the task despite of many obstacles faced by us. Her commitment and dedication to organize this event is greatly appreciated. I also especially thank to two secretaries, Dr. Danushka Karnaratna and Dr. Isha, and all the members of the organizing committee who help in numerous ways. They are indigenous doctors with lot of talents. They did various tasks from the behind the screen in order to make this event a success. I would err if I don't mention about the spirited work of IT crew. Without their generous assistance, we will not be able to organize this event successfully because this is a virtual conference. I thank head of the unit, Dr. Samantha Samarakon, and the team, Mr. Lahiru Chamara, network manager, Mr. Juan Homakanda, Ms. Nalindra, Mr. Buddhika, Mr. Jayapani, there are many others. Your outstanding contribution is commendable for organizing this webinar. I also thank all the staff members from non-academic staff, administrative staff, they help us in numerous ways. I really appreciate their tireless effort and support. All the members in the accounts branch for giving us the fullest support. Finally, my great appreciation for the two students, Mr. Charit and Mr. Natalia. They are comparing this conference inaugural session today. And I am very sure you will have fruitful and rewarding exchange during the conference. I wish you every success with this important conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam P. Paranagama, the Director of IIUOC. Whereas the Institute of Indigenous Medicine is given the guidance and is led by currently Senior Professor P. Paranagama, as well as numerous other lecturers, as well as senior professors and our dear students. So today, joining the inauguration ceremony of the 7th of its edition, ICUAST 2021, the Institute of Indigenous Medicine happens to be one of the two leading institutes that provide Ayurveda medicine knowledge and the degree course to all the Sri Lankan students, which is affiliated to the University of Colombo, one of the leading universities here in the island. So next, we're going to have an eminent personality to address the ICUAST inauguration ceremony. That is none other than our chief guest today, Senior Professor Chandrika and Vijayaratna, the Vice Chancellor of University of Colombo. Before handing over to Madam, it's time for me to brief you about our Vice Chancellor, Senior Professor Chandrika and Vijayaratna. The Vice Chancellor of University of Colombo is an alumnus and an academic in reproductive medicine and endocrinology, Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology, Faculty of Medicine, University of Colombo. Having qualified MBBS with honors, Madam pursued MD in internal medicine and Doctor of Medicine by research from the University of Colombo. In addition to being a Commonwealth Fellow, Madam Chandrika Vijayaratna was elected as Fellow of the Ceylon College of Physicians and Royal College of Physicians, London, and was awarded honorary fellowships by Sri Lanka College of Endocrinologists, College of General Practitioners of Sri Lanka, and the Association of Physicians of India. Madam Chandrika Vijayaratna's contributions on the field of endocrinology was celebrated internationally with the prestigious Laureate Award for International Excellence by the Endocrine Society of USA. Professor Vijayaratna has an unfailing research record with multi-sector and international collaboration and outreach. So over to you, Senior Professor Chandrika and Vijayaratna, the Vice Chancellor of University of Colombo.
Good afternoon, Ayubowan, Vanakkam, Assalamu alaikum. Honored and distinguished invitees from our neighboring India and leaders in the field of Ayush, Ayurveda, Unani and Siddha, as well as our local counterparts from the very fields that I mentioned, including traditional medicine of Sri Lankan origin. Dr. Sushil Kumar, Head of Chancery from the High Commission for India in Sri Lanka, and all the commissioners and invited guests, as much as the director and all the staff and heads of sections and the organizing committee and students of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, one of our important and very appreciated institutes within our own university. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on 2 counts. One is to have the 7th International Conference on these important indigenous medicine fields during a raging pandemic, both in Sri Lanka and in India. And my heart and thoughts go out to all those victims as well as their families who have been severely affected by this disease. Inasmuch as all the staff and students of both our university as well as from Gampaha Wickramarachchi, who are still struggling and coping with online facilities to connect, network, and remain afloat. So in this backdrop, to have utilized these services and connectivity and taken your field forward is very commendable, and particularly at your 92nd year, the very day that you started as the leading pioneering institute for indigenous medicine. So while I congratulate you, I would also like to congratulate you on the theme of emerging fields in medicine in terms of indigenous medicine, which brings on many new aspects in as much as tackling pandemics to also non-communicable diseases in aging populations in our countries, which brings about another dimension, not only as inpatients, but also outpatient care. And that is where I would really like to see a good union of Western modern medicine as well as the indigenous medicines, maintaining their own characteristics and principles of learning and practice to blend together as complementary and to support patients, their families, communities, and societies at large. In those terms, to look for the scientific basis of the principles of indigenous medicine and to be able to support both systems on an equal footing is something that I would really very look forward to as an aging academic myself in the field of Western medicine. I know that indigenous medicine has the wonderful capacity to have a holistic outlook to health care and well-being. And therefore, I'm sure that your deliberations along very important tracks based on your own research and publications, along with your exchange of ideas, would be more than additive and would be beneficial not only in the short term, but also in the long term to develop your own fields of study and practice of indigenous medicine. So all I can say is stay well, stay safe, enjoy the proceedings, connect and make new friends and colleagues, and keep afloat, and let's plan for the future for the next 100 years. Thank you very much. Stay safe and enjoy the proceedings.
Thank you very much, Madam. It was the address by the Vice Chancellor of the University of Colombo, Senior Professor Chandrika N. Vijayaratna. Thank you, Madam. Thank you very much. To move ahead with the formal proceedings of the 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine, let me invite another distinguished personality for his keynote address, Padma Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha, the Secretary of Ministry of Ayush, India. So prior to his speech, let me brief the biography of Padma Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha. Born on 18 June 1963, Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha did his MD in Ayurveda from Gujarat University, Jamnagar in 1991. Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha has many publications to his credit. His book, A Beginner's Guide to Ayurveda, does not only give an insight into Ayurveda to novice, but it is also a rendition of Ayurvedic tenets in a simplistic way. Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha was awarded Padma Shri, the 4th highest civilian award declared by the President of India on 26 January 2015. He has been an active member of various research councils and advisory boards, committees of many institutions, organizations in the field of Ayurveda education. Before joining as Secretary to the Government of India, the Ministry of Ayush, he has held his prestigious position of Vice Chancellor, Gujarat Ayurveda University, Jamnagar, and has been working as Chief Consultant of Chakrapani Ayurveda Clinic and Research Center, Jaipur. Sir Padma Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha, the Secretary, Ministry of Ayush, India, will now deliver his keynote address.
Namaskar, distinguished guests, eminent speakers, ladies and gentlemen, the Vice Chancellor of University of Colombo, Senior Professor Chandrika Vijayaratne ji, the Chief Organizer and Director of Institute of Indigenous Medicine, Professor P.A. Paranagama ji, my colleagues and other experts who is present here, Professor Thakur, Professor Alim Ali Khan, Asim Ali Khan ji, Professor N. Kabian, Dr. Sushil Kumar from the Chancery of Indian Embassy in Sri Lanka. A very good afternoon to all of you. This is a very good occasion of today, inauguration of this conference, and I am very happy to hear and to receive all these experts from across the world. Greetings from Minister of Ayush to all of you on this special occasion of 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine, ICUAST Conference 2021 today. I congratulate the Chief Organizer of the event, the Director of Ministry of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, for organizing this program. The name of ICUAST 2021, Strength of Indigenous Medicine. The theme, Strength of Indigenous Medicine in the Prevention and Management of Emerging Health Issues, is very relevant in the present context of global health sector challenges. Sri Lanka has its own Ayurvedic system based on a series of prescriptions handed down from generation to generation. Sri Lankans have been utilizing knowledge of the indigenous systems of medicine since thousands of years. Also, the multi-sectoral preventive health services, protective integrated healthcare, proactive integrated healthcare approach with community-level healthcare delivery system, well-trained manpower, the cost-effective healthcare in Sri Lanka are worth mentioning. India and Sri Lanka have a historic relationship which can be traced back to thousands of years. India and Sri Lanka share similar tradition of ancient health sciences like Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and other traditional systems of healthcare. Sri Lanka has played the pivotal role in promoting these sciences not only at national level, but also internationally at various platforms like BIMSTEC, IORA, etc. IIM is providing excellent opportunities for all the enthusiastic students to explore and to expand the knowledge and skills on indigenous medicine with hands-on experience on Ayurveda and Unani system of healthcare. Also, maintaining high standards and values in medical education. IIM is dedicatedly committed to reinforce the recognition of indigenous medicine, services related to indigenous medicine, and public outreach globally. The world is dealing with the unforeseen challenges caused by the COVID-19, and all existing healthcare systems continue working hard to develop more effective solutions. Even during this crisis period, Ayurveda has been acclaimed globally as an all-time well-tested mantra to stay safe and healthy. Ministry of Ayush is at the forefront in dealing with the pandemic at national level through scientific communication, evidence-based interdisciplinary research activities, and public health care. To combat with the existing COVID-19 pandemic, the Ayush Ministry has issued guidelines for the registered practitioners of Ayush systems for the management of COVID pandemic, guidelines on preventive measures, self-care, ethical practices, and home-based care for children found to be the key players in the management of coronavirus pandemic. National Clinical Management Protocol for management of COVID-19 based on Ayurveda and Yoga, which was vetted by the Joint Task Force for Management of COVID-19 and Post-COVID Management Guidelines, that is integrated guidelines, were also released by Government of India last year. The Interdisciplinary Ayurveda Ayush Research and Development Task Force has been formulated, and they designed clinical research protocols for prophylactic studies, add-on intervention, randomized controlled trials for COVID-19 positive cases through thorough review and consultative process of experts of high repute from different organizations and expertise across the country. The Ayush Ministry has also launched 122 research studies involving Ayush interventions for COVID-19 based on recommendations of the task force. These research studies are of various designs, which includes randomized trials, multi-center trials as a standalone or as an add-on, or large-scale prophylaxis trials, observational studies, preclinical studies, in vivo, in vitro studies, and the total sample size of the studies are roughly around 1 million. So this is the effort are very huge. Ministry of Ayush has also conducted an app-based impact assessment study across the country, and on the basis of 1.47 crore sample size, we found that 86% of the people who has responded, they were using some or the other Ayush modalities for the prophylaxis. So this is huge, and it also shows the acceptance of the public at a very large scale in our countries. I'm sure that the same pattern and public acceptance is in existence in Sri Lanka also. Ministry of Ayush has also taken initiative for collaborative studies, clinical studies with different countries like USA, Germany, Brazil, South Africa, Ghana, and UK. In a concerted response to the second surge of COVID-19 infection in the country, Ministry of Ayush has launched a massive nationwide campaign to distribute its proven polyherbal drugs Ayush 64 and Kabasura Coordinator for the benefit of the vast majority of out-of-hospital COVID patients. It is worth mentioning here that these two candidates were proved efficacious for patients with mild to moderate COVID-19 condition, and it has been observed that patient who is taking this as a standalone or as an add-on therapy, they do not go to the severe state of the disease. So it is a big help, and if we are able to prevent them going to the hospital for critical care, it is also help to the the infrastructure, healthcare infrastructure for emergency management. Also, there is a huge epidemiological transition from communicable disease period to non-communicable disease period in this modern world due to unhealthy lifestyle and practices in last several years. Considering these increasing incidences of NCDs and their burden on global healthcare, global mechanisms to reduce the avoidable NCD burden, including a global action plan for the prevention and COVID control of NCDs 2013-2020 has been planned by WHO. Ayush systems always emphasizes on preventing disease occurrences rather than treating them after manifestation. Prevention is better than cure, that we all know, and Ayush systems are the strong proponent of the prevention strategy. WHO too recognizes the significance of traditional remedies in global healthcare system and promotes traditional remedies in national healthcare programs. Integration of Ayush with NPCDCS, this is a program of Government of India for control of non-communicable diseases, is a good example showcasing strength of Ayush interventions in the management and prevention of NCDs in integrative model. The scope of this event covers broad areas like ecotourism, yoga and wellness, bioethics and medical proficiency, associated medical practices in Asian region, policies and standards on Ayurveda healthcare, Ayush healthcare, etc., along with areas in technical domain. Also, it will provide a deep insight and latest information on various domains, which ultimately helps in global promotion of traditional system of healthcare. Particularly for this perspective of this conference is Ayurveda, Unani and traditional medicines of the Southeastern Asian countries. I'm sure that these systems with their holistic approach to wellness will certainly help us march toward a healthier world and will help us achieve universal health coverage to maximum extent. I wish all the success to 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I am personally sure that the interactions, communications will pave the way for tangible activities with fruitful outcome. I am confident that my optimism on this scope will be shared by all the delegates. Jai Hind, Namaskar, my pranams to all.
Thank you, sir. Padma Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kotecha, the Secretary, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, delivered the first keynote address at the inauguration ceremony of the ICUAST 2021. Before we move on to the next address, it's time for me to remind you about our platinum sponsors who are being there with us in order to bring you the 7th edition of ICUAST 2021. The IICA, which is specialized in teaching Ayurvedic beauty culture, and etc., one of the entrepreneurs who were molded from IIM itself, and also Himalaya Ayurveda Drug Manufacturing Company, our platinum sponsors this year. The next keynote address is by Professor Anub Kumar, Vice Chancellor of Gujarat Ayurveda University and Director of Institute of Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Professor Dr. Anub Kumar was born in 1968. He qualified with BAMS, MD, PhD from Gujarat Ayurveda University, Jamnagar, India. He specialized in Panchakarma, Kajikitsa Rasayana and Vajikirna. He is the head Department of Panchakarma and Chairman of Departmental Research Committee, Panchakarma, IPGT and RA. Program Director of International Center for Ayurvedic Studies, Gujarat Ayurveda University, Jamnagar, and Senate Syndicate, PG Board Member, Gujarat Ayurveda University, Jamnagar. He is having PhD teaching experience of 21 years and research experience of 21 years. As a supervisor, he guided 22 PhD theses and guided 40 MD theses and co-guided 35 MD theses. He has completed 2 major WHO APW projects on preparation of manual on simple Ayurvedic herbal formulations for common ailments and the development of recruitment rules for Ayush personnel. He worked as a principal investigator in identification of genomics correlates with Prakriti in healthy individuals in West Indian population of Gujarat, project in collaboration with CSIR and IGIB. As a principal investigator, major projects of WHO for development of a base paper for regional consultation on enhancing communication between traditional medicine practitioners and modern medical practitioners is being continued. He was awarded WHO Fellowship on Information, Education and Communication in Public Health at Ministry of Public Health, Thailand, and awarded the Fellowship of National Academy of Ayurveda. Further, he was awarded from Kerala Ayurvedic Pharmacy as the best guide for guiding a student who reached as finalist at the Gavashekarthan Award. He owned 2 publications, Traditional Herbal Remedies for Primary Health Care, have been published by WHO, and Model Recruitment and Promotion Rules for Ayush Personnel, published under WHO EPW project. Published more than 100 papers in various national and international journals and proceedings. Delivered more than 100 lectures as keynote speakers as an invited speaker, and presented research papers in national and international seminars held in India, Hong Kong, France, Switzerland, Japan, Germany, UK, Hungary, and Sri Lanka as well. It is a significant event that participated in the 3rd ICUAST in 2015, organized by the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, as editorial advisory board member and reviewer of many reputed international journals as well. He represented Ayurveda and other traditional systems of medicines of India on behalf of Department of Ayush, Ministry of Health, and FW of Government of India. In WHO working group meeting organized at Hong Kong during 11th to the 30th of May 2009 for inclusion of traditional system of medicine as ICD-11, the international classification of disease version. So now we warmly welcome Professor Dr. Anub Kumar to address the ICUAST 2021. Over to you, sir.
Namaskar. Thank you very much for really a nice introduction. Today's chief guest, Professor Chandrika Vijayaratneji, Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, Honorable Secretary Ayush, Padma Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kotechaji, Shri Asim Ali Khanji, DG CCRUM, Professor N. Kabilan from the MGR Medical University, Chennai, Dr. Sushil Kumarji from the embassy, and Dr. Paranagama, who is the chief organizer of this event, and Dr. Kulatunga, who is the coordinator of this conference. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers to give me a chance to share my ideas and views with the august audience, the professors and faculties who have joined today, and the students of the institute. Actually, in introduction already they have mentioned that I was there in the 3rd ICUAST seminar also, and I talked about Rasayana and Vajikarana, and today's topic is also very well related in the 7th, 7th international conference, and the subject is indigenous knowledge for emerging health issues, very relevant to the current situation. And I must congratulate to the organizers for selecting such a topic. This COVID has come up with many, blessings in disguise, we may say. Till date, the community, health community was believing that the modern medical science has been developed at such level that almost we are disease-free society and we have solution for every problem in the society. But COVID has, broken that myth, and it has, compelled to the medical society, medical fraternity to rethink about the system. And in the many countries, the medical system, medical facilities has been collapsed and many things has happened. So now again, the medical, our knowledge about the medical science and all that things, we have to rethink about it. And here is the opportunity, we can say the blessings in the disguise, that it has attract the attention of the medical field, that actually Ayurveda and other indigenous system of medicine can really contribute a lot in this kind of situation. You all are aware that in indigenous system of medicine, means Ayurveda or Unani or Siddha, we don't have a concept like antibiotics or antivirals and all that things. Why it is so? Because the system believes that if your fort is strong, your immunity is strong, then you can fight it very well with all this situation. And there can be a number of viruses, there can be a number of bacteria. How many vaccines you will invent, how many antibiotics you will invent? It's an endless story. So I would like to share about the idea of the immunity, what Ayurveda has told about the immunity, and what immunity can do to protect yourself from the COVID episodes. And you never know, you find out the way out to come out from the COVID, but who knows that tomorrow what else will come. So it's an endless story. So immunity is the answer. If you have a stubborn, strong defense mechanism with you, then you need not to worry. And from where you can get it? In modern system of medicine, they have a concept of immunity. They know what immunity is, but very less tools they are having to boost the immunity. Where the Ayurveda is really having a very well elaborated idea for the immunity, and that I am going to share with you what Ayurveda says about immunity. I would like to share some slides with you. So everybody can see the slides?
Yes, yes.
Thank you, sir. So what is immunity, and how Ayurveda, what Ayurveda says about it, I would like to share with you today. The coronavirus new reality, we'll have to learn to live with. WHO official says, every country says that 2-3 years, or we don't know how long we have to learn to live with it. So we have to learn with it. And in India also, our Prime Minister said during the lockdown 4 that once we have to start to unlock, and we have to learn to live with the COVID. That is the reality. And so what is the answer to that? And the answer is boost your immunity. Actually, in India, under the able leadership of our Prime Minister and guided by our Secretary, sir, the campaign was successfully learned throughout the India, across the India, to boost the immunity, and that provided very good response. And due to that, in the first phase, actually, India was very much able to cope up with this pandemic. And even in the second round also, this advices which Ayush Ministry disseminated, with that advices, actually whatever the expected, everybody was expecting that there will be a huge casualty and very high toll will be taken by the COVID, but it could not happen because people followed the instructions of the Ayush ministry at home and they took care. Recently, in his lecture, our Honorable Secretary already shared that Ayush 64 and Kabasuru Kudinir and other measures to boost the immunity were taken by the public, and that helped a lot to people at large in the country, because India has a huge population, and to manage that population in this pandemic is not an easy task. But then even India successfully handled second wave of the COVID, and I think that there was a big role of Ayush in controlling this situation, because people at large followed the Ayurveda and other traditional system of medicine. Usually if your immunity is strong, then it can fight with the infection, and it maintains the balance between host and defense mechanism. Your defense mechanism will be strong. If you get the infection even, then your body make you safe. It fights with it and you are safe. But if your immunity is low, then infection will get high. In many people, we see that some people get infection, but they don't get disease, or even they get disease very in a very mild form. But if your immunity is low, that infection will grow like anything, and you will be in trouble. Very important thing, Louis Pasteur, the scientist, everybody knows the name. He said that the germ is nothing, the terrain is everything. Very important thing, because you cannot always depend on how many types of germ, means how many types of bacteria or viruses will come, and you will develop the mechanism to defend every bacteria and viruses. No, but what you can do is you can work on your terrain, means whatever bacteria. Terrain means here it is a body. If your body, your defense mechanism is strong, no matter how many infections you get, there is no issue, because we all know as a doctor that in our body also any given time there are n numbers of bacteria and viruses maybe, but we are not getting infection. But if your immunity comes down, then there is a problem. Even this pandemic COVID has shown that after having a COVID in India, it has been reported that many people have a mucormycosis, and that is due to their immunity came down and they have a problem. So Ayurveda says there are 4 important points to get disease. What Louis Pasteur says, after many years, Ayurveda has said, means that's just before 2-3 centuries he said, and Ayurveda has said this thing 5,000 years back, that importance is Rutu, means season, Kshetra, that is field, Ambu, that is nourishing factor, and Bees means seed. What right now we are doing is focusing only on the seed, that is bacteria and virus. But all 3 factors, other 3 factors are also important. If the season is not favorable, there are less chances that you will get disease, even you are infected. If your body is strong, that is filled, your immunity is strong, you may not get disease. And the nourishing factors, means if you are doing proper exercise, taking proper food and all that things, and everything is there, the virus won't get the chance. But not having proper sleep, not having proper diet, those are nourishing factor to the fulfillment, means to bring down the immunity and giving the chance to infection. So you will get the infection. So if you will take care of these 4 factors, there are less chances if you get means that you will get infection. In the season also, Ayurveda says that Adan Kal and Visarg Kal. From the December to that is Hemant Rutu to Grishma Rutu, your body strength gradually decreases. So in the December, January, you are at the peak. From there onwards, gradually it comes down, and in the June, July, it's at the lowest level, your body strength, naturally. And from June, July onwards, means from August onwards, it's again gets to start the strength. And in the December, January, it's on peak. So if you get infection between, April to September, your season is not favorable. Your body is a little bit compromised due to season. That is in the Vasant Rutu, or if in a Sharad Rutu, if you get infection, there are more chances that that infection will go long and you may get disease. So all these factors very well described by Ayurveda. So immunity, what is immunity? That Ayurveda has said that, Vyadhikshamatva means the capacity of the body to fight against disease, which means it can prevent as well as, fight against disease. Protecting force behind individual's health is Vyadhikshamatva. Immunity is given the word Vyadhikshamatva in Ayurveda, and it is known as Vyadhikshamatva. Vyadhi means disease and Kshamatva means to capacity to fight it. But only Vyadhikshamatva is only immunity? No, Vyadhikshamatva, bear with me, I have written the shloka that is in Sanskrit. Some of you may read it. That Vyadhikshamatva is a Vyadhi Balavirodhitvam and Vyadhi Utpada Pratibandhakatvam iti. Means Vyadhi Balavirodhitvam means to fight against the disease. That is also there, means Vyadhikshamatva means. And Vyadhikshamatva means to stop. Vyadhi Utpada Pratibandhakatva means to stop, means how it will not occur. If you even get infection, you will not get disease. Means like you can say vaccine kind of thing. I won't say exactly vaccine, but preparing your body, or at that level, even that if you get disease, means infection, you won't get disease. Two things are different. One thing, once you get disease, your body fights with it. That is Vyadhi Bal Virodhitvam. And another thing, you get the infection, but you don't get disease. That is Vyadhi Utpada Pratibandhakatvam. So concept of immunity in Ayurveda is very vast and broad, and it covers whole, concept of immunity and vaccination and everything. So they have thought in very broad manner, and they have said, I won't go in the detail because time is very less, that what is antigen independent and antigen dependent, that is innate immunity and adaptive immunity, that can be very well correlated with the Vyadhikshamatva described in the Ayurveda. But here I want to say that Ayurveda has described very well about the immunity. It has said that Nacha Sarvani Sharirani Vyadhikshamate Samarthani Bhavanti, means all bodies cannot have a equal immunity. They cannot fight with disease equally. We observe that some of the people, even they are going without a mask, even they are not following the do's and don'ts, and then even they don't get disease. Or even sometimes we come to know that somebody was having no any symptoms, but he was COVID positive. Somebody due to air travel, or he has to go somewhere, he tested for the COVID and he found positive. He was not aware that he was positive. This kind of things happens. Why? Because some people have a strong immunity, by birth, and how it is that we will go in detail in next coming slide. So Charak says that some further describe the two types of sharir, that is Vyadhisaha and Avyadhisaha. Some people can easily tolerate all the diseases, they don't have a problem, and some people cannot. If little problem they will have, and they are in trouble. So how it happens? Further they says that the person who has obesity, more emaciated, means lean and thin, not having proper musculature, not muscles and mass is not proper, means not doing proper exercise. Anemia, the spelling is down. Anivisht Rakta means having anemia or other blood disorders. Then the Anivisht Asti, that means osteoporosis or likewise things. Or Durbal means general debility. Asatmya Ahar Upachita means having improper food habits, means not taking proper diets, balanced diet. regular diet. Then alpahari means less intake of the food, observing fast very frequently, and not having proper nutrition. And alpa sattva means not having a strong mind, cannot fight with the situation. They are not having a capacity to fight with the disease. So this kind of the people, you can say most of the conditions which are considered as a comorbidities comes here. And so if they get the disease, they won't be able to fight with the disease easily. Then the person who are not having this thing means having a musculature body, doing proper exercise regularly, taking proper food, not weak, having a good sleep, and having a strong mind. Usually they are vyadhisaha and they won't get disease, and there are chances if they get disease, they won't suffer a lot. So immunity depends upon anything, depends on many things, upon the maintenance of the equilibrium, dosha, dhatu, and srotas, and most important, agni. Bala and ojas also has been considered for strength, and that is immunity. The concept of immunity in Ayurveda revolves around natural inherent strength or power of the body, which is termed as bala. Bala means strength. Bala adhishtanam arogyam. It has said by Charak, means if you have a good strength of your body, it will protect you, it will give you a good health, you will enjoy the good health. And they have described 3 types of bala: Sahaj bala, Kala bala, and Yuktikrita bala. Sahaj bala means whatever you get genetically, means you have gifted, you can't do anything. And 3 types they have told. That was first type is janmadi pravut, means from the birth you have got it. Then hetvantara nirapeksha means anything you do, it won't change. If you have a genetical strong immunity, even if you don't do anything, your immunity will very good. Then another is a Kalakrut. Means, as I already told, that Adan Kal and Visar Kal, in December, January, you have very good strength. In June, July, you has a minimum at the lowest level. So you can't help it. But third one, that is Yuktikrut Bal. That is, by the different kind of Yukti, means different kind of efforts, you can have a good strength, you can have a good immunity. That is known as Yuktikrut Bal. And it has been from the diet, from your regular exercise, Uchit Vishrayam also, proper rest, and yoga. Here yoga, they have, Chakrapani has given 2 things. Yoga means yoga also you can take, and yoga means Rasayana, means doing Rasayan Prayog, that has described it very well in Ayurveda. All these things are immunity enhancers. That is Yuktikrut Bala. So proper diet means healthy diet, regular exercise, proper rest means proper sleep and all that things, and in exercise all that yoga also includes, and Rasayan drugs. Certain factors has been for less immunity, that is malnutrition. Drugs also, many times we see that many antibiotics, even if they are not required, they are given. So antibiotics will, kill the natural flora, gut flora, and according to Ayurveda, you will have Agni Mandya, and you will have lower the immunity, and there are the chances that infection will get strong if it is viral particularly. And then the malnutrition, obviously, these are the factors Charak has considered for the lowered immunity, that irregular intake of the food, taking food before the previous meal is digested, habit of day sleep, excess in everyday alcoholic drinks, excessive exercise, excessive exercise, very important, you know. Ardhabale in a way means you should do exercise in the moderate way. Then the excess of the fear, excess fear, hunger, grief, greed, and overwork is cause of the you know, lowering the immunity. So this was the brief about the what Ayurveda says about the immunity. There is a we don't have a time, so I won't discuss it in detail. But Ayurveda has described immunity in detailed manner. I have not described about Oja, about the, you know, the Satmya, about the Agni. All this comes under immunity, and that plays a bigger role. And I would like to show you in brief that what Rasayana drugs can be useful, particularly in this COVID situation and other infectious disease situation. Actually, you know, this COVID has shown, till date it was believed that Ayurveda is useful only in the non-communicable diseases. But COVID has shown that Ayurveda also can be effective in infectious diseases. At the end of this presentation, I will share some experiences about that. How Rasayana works, everybody knows that it nourishes body tissues, it increases Agni and cleansing the Srotas. And I would like to share some of the important Rasayana. That is, first is Guduchi, that is Stenospora cordifolia. Actually, it has really protected many people, many studies. If you will go to the Google, you will find many studies. I have mentioned some of them, and it has immunomodulatory effect. It is, you know, very good in pitta disorders, and even feeling of well-being also well proven by the Guduchi. So in this pandemic, Ayush Ministry has promoted Guduchi very well, and people has taken Guduchi Ganvati. And we have also conducted many institutes have conducted study. At ITR also we conducted studies in the you know, cities in the Gujarat, and more than 20,000 participants were there who were working in the COVID situation or were in the area where the COVID was rampant. So in that study, it was proven that who the people, the workers who were taking the officials who were taking the Guduchi, they were well protected to the COVID in comparison to the people who were not taking Guduchi. Then it gives the significant increase in the IgG antibodies. Then it activates the macrophages. Stenospora cordifolia activates the macrophages, leukocytes. It improves leukocytes and neutrophil function. Amlaki is also one of the very good fruit. Actually, Chavanprash is made of Amlaki, and Amlaki has also well-proven drug for the immunity. And Chavanprash is being taken by everybody for the immunity, and it has many studies for its effect on immunity. Then the Haridra, Curcuma longa, well-discussed drug and very popular drug. Ministry has promoted, you know, golden milk, means milk with this Haridra, and that has helped people a lot. Even in our diet, particularly in the Southeast Asian diet, Haridra is you know, well accepted, and it is in the regular diet of the Southeast Asian population. It helps a lot. Then the Pipali is also very good, renowned for the immunity. It is actually bio-enhancer. With any drug, if you add Pipali, it will increase the availability of that drug, and it is well known for the cough, means controlling of the cough. And in the COVID, there is involvement of lungs, and cough is there, so Pipali is really helpful in that condition. And you know, this is very interesting study I would like to share with you, that it has shown that there was extract of Piper longum and piperine. Actually, extract of the Piper longum was more effective in increasing of the WBC count in comparison to piperine. So what we think is, active principle. We need to go for active principle and active ingredients. Actually, it is, if you use a drug as a whole or abstract, that is all abstract, that is also effective, more effective than the rasone, that is Allium sativum, gingiber officinale, that is known as a shunti also, if it is dried, and very useful in the COVID situation, particularly for the Agni. And many studies are there on ginger. So these were the some drugs. There are many other drugs. Ashwagandha is well known for the immunity, and it has a lot of work has been done on that. So I'm not going to give the list of the drugs, but this is very important thing that one bacteria is going and another bacteria is advising him that, hey kid, want to be a superbug? Introduce this genome, means change some pattern of the RNA, and the antibiotics won't be effective on you. You are a superbug. So they are changing their pattern, means their RNA, and they are becoming superbug. This was said by the, this is the doctor's dilemma, that they say is that Dr. Martin Jarvis and Paxton Whitehead says that stimulate the phagocytes, drugs are delusion. Phagocytes stimulation means increase your immunity, which fights with the disease. Drugs are delusion. If your immunity is good, you don't need drugs. You don't need the chemicals. And this is the changing scenario. In the 2020 BC, means before 2000 years, if some patient will go to the doctor, he'll say, or Vaidya, he'll say, chew this root, you will get cured. In the 700 AD, means in the 7th century, if patient will go to the doctor, he'll say, this root is, hidden, means it's an older thing. Recite the prayers. This prayer will help you and you will come out of it. In the 18th century, if your patient will go to the doctor, doctor will say that prayer is a superstition. This potion, take this potion, means, there will mixture were given, and then you will find. Then in the 1940, if the patient will go to the doctor, doctor will say that this potion is a snake juice. No, swallow this pill, because in the 19th century pills were introduced. So pill is the solution. And then in the end of the 19th century, they will say, oh, that old pills, no, these are the latest antibiotics that will cure you. But in the 21st century, the China scenario has again changed, and we are again, society is coming back again to the square one. If you go to the doctor, and if he is enlightened, and if he is well aware, and he is honest from the heart, he'll say, oh, that antibiotic is artificial. Here is the root, you take this. Here is the herb, you take this, and you will get cured. So that is the situation. And with the help of the Ayurveda and other systems of medicine, we definitely can fight with the, COVID. At India, means at our institute, ITRA, we had a very good experience. We had a COVID care center since last May, and we have treated more than 500 patients of the COVID, mild and moderate cases of the COVID, and successfully. Any patient did not converted into serious situation, we need not to refer them. We were giving the Ayurveda treatment of medicine with the whatever minimum, treatment it was given, like paracetamol or something was given. But usually main treatment was Ayurveda, and they were well managed with the Ayurveda treatment. Even in the looking towards that, across the road, there is a modern hospital, very big hospital of the region. The students who has done the PG from the Jamnagar, they are well aware about it. And in that hospital also, to every patient, we are providing Ayurveda protocol. And by that, we are getting very good results. Even in Jamnagar, we have started 2 Dhanvantri Raths. Dhanvantri Rath means 2 ambulances go to the different area where the COVID is rampant, and then they will provide them advice, and they will provide them the drugs required for them. Even to the healthy people also, we provide the medicine, Ayurveda medicine to boost the immunity, and we give them advice. Till date, we have, treated more than 60,000 patients through that Dhanvantari Rath, and that program is really successful. And many more studies we have conducted on the COVID. Recently, one paper we have published in very high impact journal, and that study shows that study is a retrospective study which was done as at Ahmedabad, one COVID center, and it shows that the patient who were getting the only the modern system, means conservative treatment of the COVID, of the modern root treatment of the modern, in comparison to them, the patient who were getting the treatment of Ayurveda with that modern treatment as add-on, they recovered 2 days earlier in comparison to them, and any of the patient didn't turn into complication, and none of the patient died. So it has been published. So all these things shows that Ayurveda is very well effective in the management of the infectious disease also, and it can be a system of the medicine of the 21st century in the emerging health scenario. So with this, I would like to thank again to organizers to give me this opportunity, and I wish the huge success to this conference in next coming 2 days. I am sure that many discussions will take place, many papers will be presented, and it will be a grand success. Thank you all for patience hearing. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir. Professor Anub Kumar, the Vice Chancellor, Gujarat Ayurveda University, and the Director, Institute of Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, for delivering the keynote address for the 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and Traditional Medicine 2021. So next up is another distinguished personality to address the 7th ICUAST 2021. Let me invite Professor Azim Ali Khan, the Director General, Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. So prior to his distinguished speech, let me brief his biography. Professor Azim Ali Khan, the brief personal and professional information. Professor Azim Ali Khan is the Director General of Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, a leading institution of scientific research into various fundamental and applied aspects of Unani medicine in the country. He is directing and coordinating the preclinical studies, clinical studies, safety and toxicity studies of Unani drugs, validation studies of Unani pharmacophile drugs, medicinal plant survey programs, public health intervention activities, literary research activities, publication division, intramural research programs, extramural institutionals of the national and international importance, development of IEC material, MD and PhD programs, expansion, development of infrastructure buildings, new campuses of Regional Research Institute of Unani Medicine, National Research Institute of Unani Medicine, research facilities, medical centers, organizing national, international seminars and conferences, social media activities, as well as publication of scientific journals through its 23 institutes spread across India. He is also the member of Board of Governors, Central Council of Indian Medicine, Government of India. He is involved and responsible for policy making, planning, implementation, and governance of college education, training and research in Ayurveda, Unani, and Siddha sciences in Ayush systems through all Ayush universities, all Indian universities, institutes, national institutes, research institutes, government, and private colleges. He is a member of various important committees of Government of India. He is a member of NITI Ayog Working Group Committee on Integration Research, Government of India. Member, Interdisciplinary Ayush R&D Task Force, Government of India. Member CSIR, Minister of Science and Technology, Government of India. Minister of Ayush, Working Group for Cooperation of Activities of Common Interests. He is a member, Advisory Committee of CSIR, Ministry of Science and Technology, Traditional Knowledge, Digital Library Unit. He is an expert member who commits for developing the standard technologies of Unani medicine and Committee for developing benchmark education practice of Unani medicine for World Health Organization. He is a member, Scientific Committee of Pharmacopoeia Commission of Indian Medicine and Homeopathy, Government of India. He is the member secretary of governing body of CCRUM, Executive Committee of CCRUM, Standing Finance Committee, the Scientific Advisory Committee, and the Unani Pharmacopoeia Committee of CCRUM, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. He is a member of Scientific Advisory Committee, National Institute of Unani Medicine of Government of India, Bangalore. He is a member, Academic Council, Baba Gulham Shah Bhattas University, Rajouri, JNK. Member, Managing Committee, AKTC, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh, Uttar Pradesh, India. Member, Technical Committee, Ayush Grid, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. He is a member, Expert Group on Quality Control and Standardization of Ayush Drugs, Institute and Quality Council of India, October 2018. He is a member, Faculty Committee, School of Unani Medicine Education and Research, Jamia Hamdard University, New Delhi. Besides being a member of Research Project Approval Committee of Ministry of Ayush, presently in the past, he has been the chairman of member of many other important committees, including the member of Board Governance and Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Jamia Hamdard University, New Delhi. He is also the editor-in-chief, Hippocratic Journal of Unani Medicine, Johannative Journal of Unani Medicine, and newsletter CCRUM, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Having postgraduate degree in Unani Medicine and Management, he is a professor of Unani Medicine and has served in many academic and administrative capacities, including international students advisors at Jamia Hamdard University, New Delhi. Throughout interactions with embassies, Government of Indian officers, Ethical India Limited, and Indian Council of Cultural Relations, he has played a pivotal role in getting many academic and research collaborations and student exchange programs and MOUs signed between many leading universities, international recognized universities, organizations from various countries across the globe, and Jamia Hamdard University with an enrollment of international students from about 30 countries at Jamia Hamdard, which is the committed and constant efforts and counseling. He has been able to spread the knowledge of Unani medical system to many countries like Nigeria, Congo, Malaysia, Syria, Iran, China, and Bahrain. Students of these countries have been formally enrolled in regular Unani medicine education programs of study at Jamia Hamdard. He has a vast experience in clinical medicine, research, and teaching at undergraduate and postgraduate levels. His area of interest in cardiovascular and thoracic disorders has been an expertise in fast emerging lifestyle disorders like hypertension. He has guided and supervised about 20 research studies of many postgraduate Unani scholars and has mentored the PhD scholars. He has around 100 publications, including research papers, books, chapters in books and articles, and has organized, attended, chaired, presented, delivered keynote addresses at many national and international conferences, seminars, and symposia. He has also been a part of Government of Indian delegation to Iran. Recently, he was nominated by Government of India and delivered a talk on integration of healthcare at Geneva Health Forum, where India was a country of guest of honor. He has signed many MOUs with leading scientific research organizations at national and international levels. For community service, he has remained actively involved in the UNICEF project of polio eradication in the districts of Western Uttar Pradesh and has been leading various teams of volunteers to these areas. He has organized many health camps and free OPDs for the benefit of the masses. His articles on health-related matters frequently appear in various health magazines as well as national newspapers. His interviews and talks on health-related concerns have been telecasted from various national news TV channels like ETV and CTV. He has received more than 25 appreciations Awards from various organizations as an appreciation for the services rendered on various occasions. Sir, Professor Azim Ali Khan, the Director of Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Warmly welcome you, sir, and it's up to you for your keynote address at the 7th International Conference on Unani, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and Traditional Medicine.
Thank you so much, sir, for introducing me to the audience. Thank you very much. Respected Vaidya Rajesh Kutecha Sahib, the Honorable Secretary, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, very respected Professor Chandrika and Vijay Ratne, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, and Chief Guest of today's function. My colleague, Professor Anub Kumar, the Vice Chancellor, Gujarat Ayurvedic University, Professor N. Kabilan, Head Department of Siddha, Dr. MGR Medical University, Chennai, Professor P.A. Parangarama, Chief Organizer and Director, Institute of Indigenous Medicine, and Professor R.D.H. Kolathunga, the Conference Coordinator. All the invited guests and participants present physically and through virtual mode, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from India. It gives me immense pleasure to join you on the occasion of 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine, the ICUAST 2021, organized by Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo, Sri Lanka, in hybrid virtual mode. Friends, at the outset, I express my humble gratitude and thanks for inviting me as a keynote speaker, and congratulate the organizers of this international conference for providing a platform to all the stakeholders of Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, as well as other traditional medicines to showcase their expertise. The topic of this international conference is Strength of Indigenous Medicine in Prevention and Management of Emerging Health Issues, is very well planned and will convey a strong message to the masses, particularly in this current pandemic scenario. I'm happy to note that the Institute of Indigenous Medicine is the premier educational institute in Sri Lanka that provides education in Ayurveda, Unani, and indigenous systems of medicine with a mission to conduct teaching and research towards dissemination of knowledge in the enhancement of traditional medical systems in Sri Lanka. Friends, almost all indigenous or traditional medicine lays stress on the prevention of the disease and promotion of health. Unani medicine is a comprehensive medical system which meticulously deals with the various states of health and disease. It provides promotive, preventive, curative, and rehabilitative healthcare. In Unani medicine, the influence of surroundings and ecological conditions on human health holds immense importance. In India, the system has been developed scientifically, nurtured and systematically integrated in the healthcare delivery system over the years by Government of India. India's continuous contribution to the further development of the Unani system of medicine has been globally recognized. At international level, we have engaged in fruitful dialogue with countries like South Africa, Iran, China, USA, UK, Israel, Greece, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and few other countries. An academic chair has been set up at the School of Natural Medicine, University of Western Cape, South Africa, where we had adopted and deputed a professor for 3 years to help in promotion and propagation of Unani system of medicine. We have also signed an MOU with Hamdard University, Bangladesh to set up an academic chair. An MOU between CCRUM and Tajik State Medical University, named after Avicenna, for cooperation in the field of traditional medicine was signed in the presence of Honorable President of India, Shri Ramnath Kovind Sahib, and Honorable President of Tajikistan, Imamul Rahman Sahib, in Dushanbe, Tajikistan. An MOM has also been signed with Ministry of Health in Iran for cooperation in the field of traditional medicine under the leadership and mentorship of Secretary Ayush, Honorable Shri Vaidya Rajesh Kutecha Sahib. Today, our traditional systems of medicine are relevant globally because of their holistic and comprehensive approach to health. Our Government of India is fully committed to promotion of traditional systems of medicine. The health promotion is one of the priority areas of focus by the Government of India, and to improve the health status of people through traditional systems of medicine, the government has taken many steps, including strengthening of educational systems, facilitating the enforcement of quality control of Ayurvedic drugs and sustainable availability of raw materials. Mainstreaming of Ayush systems in public healthcare is one of the key strategies of Government of India to provide healthcare to masses, for which ample policy support is provided. The Government of India has been providing increasing patronage and funds for multifaceted development of Unani system of medicine, as well as other Indian systems of medicine. As a result, Unani system of medicine today forms an integral part of national healthcare delivery system. Integrative medicine is a developing branch of medicine that combines mainstream medical therapies and complementary as well as alternative medicine therapies, for which there is some high quality scientific evidence of safety and effectiveness. WHO has proposed one working definition, the focus of which is providing the right care in the right place. Integrated service delivery is the organization and management of health services so that people get the care they need, when they need it, in the ways that are user-friendly and achieving the desired results and providing value for money. In fact, integrative approach can play an important role in prevention and management of emerging health issues. However, the challenge is to be specific about what integrated services look like in different settings and how integration can contribute to the intended aim of people getting the care they need. Organizational integration happens when there are mergers, contracts, or strategic alliances between different institutions, whereas professional integration happens when different health professions or specialties work together to provide joined up services. Integrative service delivery is best seen as continuum, and that it involves technical discussions about the various tasks and need to be performed in order to provide a population with good quality health services. The Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, CCRUM, is an autonomous organization under the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, and has a vision to strive for excellence and global leadership in the field of Unani medicine by comprehensive research for quality assured and cost-effective products to prevent, manage, and cure various diseases. I am happy to state that the integrative aspects in its various activities can be highlighted at all levels of its multifaceted activities like clinical practice, research, education, and public health programs. Under clinical and practice integration, we have examples of integration of Unani medicine centers in allopathic hospitals, where CCRUM has established 3 co-location centers in the tertiary care major allopathic hospitals in Delhi. In these centers, the patients are examined by Unani specialists and referred to different specialties, OPDs for opinion. The diagnosis is based on Unani parameters, as well as the modern parameters, including hematological, biochemical, pathological, and radiological parameters carried out in a very scientific basis in scientific laboratories. Out of these, centers at Safdarjung Hospital, New Delhi, gives a perfect example of integration under one major central government hospital, allopathic hospital, where along with allopathy, Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and homeopathy services are offered under one roof. Another example of integration at intra-Ayush level is Ayush Wellness Center, established at present state in New Delhi, and All India Institute of Ayurveda at New Delhi, where all the Ayush system services are provided at one platform. Under educational integration, the Council is undertaking academic activities, that is MD programs, through its 2 centers, that is National Research Institute of Unani Medicine for Skin Disorders in Hyderabad and Regional Research Institute of Unani Medicine at Srinagar. The teaching faculties include Unani expert as well as allied subject experts, for example, pharmacology, biochemistry, and biostatistics, etc. Then we have example of integration Unani medicine with National Program for Prevention and Control of Cancer, Diabetes, Cardiovascular Diseases, and Stroke program. Ministry of Ayush, in consultation with DGHS, has taken the initiative for integration of Ayush systems with NPCDCS program to fortify the impact of the existing national program for prevention and control of cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and stroke. The CCRUM started this project through its Central Research Institute of Unani Medicine, Lucknow, at 17 community health centers, 54 primary health centers, and 1 district hospital. Here, the persons visiting the lifestyle clinics, especially persons above 40 years of age, are being screened by the Unani physicians, After screening, if found healthy, they are advised daily regimens as per 6 essential factors for maintenance of health. We call in Unani as Asbab-e Sitta Zaruriya, yoga and diet therapy. If they are found in risk groups, they are advised preventive measures as per Unani principles based on Ilaj bil Ghiza, that is dietotherapy, and Ilaj bil Tadbir, that is regimental therapy, along with yoga. In mild cases of the diseases, Unani medicine or allopathic medicine is prescribed as per the choice of the patient. In severe cases, Unani medicine is prescribed as an adjuvant therapy. By now, more than 5.8 lakh persons have been benefited from the program, and about 2.5 lakh persons have been provided the yoga facilities to this program of that center. The clinical studies are carried out in the different institutions or units of the council. The basic idea for the study is conceptualized by the senior scientists of the council. These are further examined by the team of interdisciplinary scientists and later approved by the scientific advisory committee, comprising of scientists belonging to pharmacology, biochemistry, botany, modern medicine, Unani medicine, and chemistry. The council is also undertaking integrative preclinical and clinical researches with state-of-the-art institutions of excellence in the country, which have expertise and facilities in order that the integrative research provides globally acceptable results. We are collaborating with institutes like All Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi, Vallabhbhai Patel Chess Institute, University of Delhi, Jamia Millia Islamia, CSIR, Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow, National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, NIPER, Jadavpur University, Kolkata, Aligarh Muslim University, Aligarh, Jamia Hamdard, New Delhi, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi, Pune University, University, Mumbai, and many other such institutions. The council is also bringing out 2 journals published by CCRUM. Those are the Hippocratic Journal of Unani Medicine in English and Jahan-e-Tib in Urdu, which are listed in the UGC care list. Basically, University Grants Commission in India is an apex regulatory body responsible for maintenance of standards in institutions of higher education. It has taken firm steps to improve quality of research and safeguard publication ethics. For this purpose, the UGC has established Consortium for Academic and Research Ethics that we call as CARE for creation and maintenance of reference list of quality journals. Friends, this pandemic time has surely caused a lot of change in our outlook, attitude, and mental framework. This is evident from the choices we have been making, particularly regarding our diet and health. This, coupled with the health advisories issued by the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India in various systems, have helped us much. Many institutions under Ministry of Ayush have carried out several research studies to explore the potentials of Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, homeopathy, and yoga. At this end, the council has also launched population-based interventional study and add-on studies on the impact of Unani intervention for prevention of COVID-19. The population-based studies were carried out in high-risk population in 6 cities across India through the CCRUM peripheral institutions. CCRUM has also carried out an add-on study entitled a Prospective Interventional Case Control Study to observe and assess the safety and efficacy of Unani regimen in preventing the progression of severity of the disease in hospitalized SARS-CoV-2 tested positive, asymptomatic, as well as mild to moderate symptomatic COVID-19 cases, managed as per the Government of India COVID-19 management guidelines at COVID-19 management facilities that has been conducted like in one in ANU Kibia College in New Delhi. Another study to assess the safety and efficacy of add-on Unani regimen in preventing the progression of the severity of the disease in mild to moderate asymptomatic COVID-19 RT-PCR positive cases is being conducted in collaboration with Safdarjung Hospital, New Delhi. In silico studies on 4 Unani formulations, namely Triache Wabai, Triache Erba, Triache Ajib, and novel Unani drug to understand the efficacy against SARS-CoV-19 virus, which has been carried out at Sri Ramchandra Institute of Higher Education and Research, Chennai, in collaboration with CCRM Institution of Chennai. It is anticipated that the studies will be able to generate evidence-based data in the support of Unani interventions for the prophylaxis against COVID-19 and pave new horizons in understanding the preventive potential of Unani medicine. To conclude, the key takeaway aspects, and before that, I would love to say that besides all that, the Ministry of Ayush is coordinating hundreds of other activities for the benefit of masses and promotion of Ayush systems of medicine based on its fundamentals, along with the convincing scientific principles. Recently, one of the research products from Ayurveda CCRAS Honorable Secretary was also mentioning about that. That is the product we call as IU 64, which has been used for mild to moderate cases, symptomatic and asymptomatic as well. It is being distributed these days across the country through our 87 Ayush institutions in the country. And this study is a wonderful study, which is already going on right now, and we are collecting huge data for this. To conclude, the key takeaway are that traditional medicine can play a pivotal role in promoting health and wellness and achieve the Sustainable Development Goal 3 for good health and well-being in the current scenario for providing preventive as well as the prophylactic measures. The need of the hour is to integrate scientifically and provide relief to humankind in whatever best possible manner. I am happy to say that there is a good intellectual interaction with Sri Lanka in terms of students attending Unani postgraduate courses in India and Ayurvedic postgraduate courses in India in premium institutions in India. Our national institutions particularly are there for that. Unani experts from both sides have also participated in international conferences and workshops and shared their experiences. Together, we can further explore the strength of indigenous medicine in prevention and management of emerging health issues by way of mutual learning from each other, by way of experience sharing, especially in containing the prevailing pandemic through preventive and health standing measures of Ayush systems of Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, homeopathy, and yoga. To conclude, I would once again like to compliment the organizing team for putting together the program of this conference in a very structured manner. Thank you very much once again for providing me this opportunity. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. That was Professor Asim Ali Khan, Director General of Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. And the next keynote address is by Professor N. Kabilan, Head of Department of Siddha, Dr. MGR Medical University of Ansalai, Chennai, India. Professor N. Kabilan is working as a professor and head in the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University since 2015. He had previously worked as a professor and head in Sri Sai Ram Siddha Medical College and Research Center. He has successfully completed his PhD in the year 2016 at the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University after finishing his BSMS and MD in Siddha in the year 1993 and 1999 respectively. Professor N. Kabilan has held many honorable positions in the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University, such as the President of the Faculty of Siddha, Member of the Board of Studies, Senate Member, Deputy Controller of Examinations in Charge, Inspection Committee Convener for affiliating the institution, Head of the Department of Epidemiology from the period of 2010 to 2012 and 2015 to 2017, University Examiners for Undergraduate from 2005, Course for Allied Health Sciences from 2012 to 2014, and also University Examiner for University of Kerala, Kerala University of Health Sciences from 2011, and member and Institutional Ethical Committee of Government Siddha Medical College, Chennai, and the member of Selection Committee for the post of Consultant, Central Council for Research in Siddha, New Delhi, scientific body member in the Pharmacopoeia Commission of Indian Medicine, Ghaziabad up in the category of academician by the Ministry of Ayush, the Government of India, and member in the Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani Drugs Technical Advisory Board in the category of academician by Ministry of Ayush, the Government of India. He also served as a resource person and delivered lectures at National Institute of Siddha, Tambaram Sanatorium in Chennai, and also at Central University of Tibetan Studies in Sarnath, Varanasi in 2017. He also received the Best Employee Award 2011 from the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University. Also, he organized various workshops and seminars, organized 32 non-resident workshops for 5 days in Department of Siddha and Epidemiology, and organized 7 continuous medical education for Ayush students and faculties, and organized 3 continuous medical education and ACO faculties funded by the Ministry of Ayush in Department of Siddha at the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University, Chennai. Organizing committee member of Ayush Day 2011 and Ayush Day 2012, organized by the Tamil Nadu Dr. MGR Medical University, Chennai. And also he attended various workshops and seminars. It is worth to mention that he has presented papers and also published more research papers in peer-reviewed indexed journals. And it's time for us to welcome Professor N. Kabilan, the head of Department of Siddha, Dr. MGR Medical University of Chennai. to deliver the keynote address. Over to you, sir.
Good evening to everybody. I am Dr. Kabilan. So first I thank the organizing committee and the competent authority to organize the 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani and Siddha and Traditional Medicine under the theme of Indigenous Knowledge of Emerging Health Issues. This is a right time to show our strength for the emerging health issues. So I thank the organizing committee members and the University of Colombo to select me to speak on the Siddha system in the emerging health issues. So I talk about the relevance and applicability of Siddha system of medicine in emerging health issues. ரெக்கார்ட் பண்றது கீழே வந்து First, I thank the first Siddha, Adi Yogi. Then this talk is dedicated to my Guru, Katakade Asan, Dr. Jnanadas, Professor. My sincere thanks to our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sudha Sesian, for permitting me to talk to you. The big question in the world now, emerging diseases are completely new to the world. So no doubt about it. No one knows the etiology, who are the vulnerable people, natural history, pathophysiology, treatment for the emerging diseases. Not even the diagnostic method also. Not even the most advanced scientists, we cannot even bring Siddha system here as they never know about the virus, etc. during the Siddha system starts. How can the millennium-old Siddha system be effective against emerging diseases? This is what we need to establish our strength to our Western scientific world. So traditional medicine and the WHO. Traditional medicine has expanded globally and becomes popularly recently. Uses in primary healthcare also in developing countries. The conducting research, evaluating traditional medicine knowledge and experience obtained through the long history of established practice should be respected. But the respect comes from the government. It is easy to develop our system to the higher side. Since 1991, guidelines for the assessment of herbal medicine, research guidelines for evaluating safety and efficacy of herbal medicine, because our traditional medicines mostly use the herbals and the other metals and minerals. So Western people afraid of the metals and minerals. Guidelines for clinical research and acupuncture, guidelines are still not sufficient to cover many challenging issues in the research and evaluation of traditional medicine. In 1997, guidelines for methodology on research and evaluation of traditional medicine, it is revised for 4 times, but not yet clearly mentioned the research methodology, because each and every traditional medicine has an own methodology for the treatment purposes. Siddha, it's a 10,000-year-old traditional system of medicine. So, introduction for the Siddha system. The uniqueness of Siddha system can be understood from the simple definition of medicine by the great Siddha Tirumala, who says, medicine is the only which not only heals physical and mental illness, which in addition provides adequate prevention and also postpones death. That is in Tamil, மறுப்பது உடல் நோய் மருந்தனலாகும், மறுப்பது உளநோய் மருந்தனச்சாலும், மறுப்பது இனிநோய் வராதிருக்க, மறுப்பது சாவையும் மருந்தனலாமே. So even it postpones the death. In its purest sense, Siddha system of medicine can be termed as of also grow from the great efforts of Siddhas in their search towards immortality. The system originates in the Tamil-speaking land and grew along with the Tamil. The word Siddha is derived from the Siddhi, which means an entity to the headed for perfection or heavenly bliss. The origin goes back roughly to BC 10,000 to BC 4,000. The system faced many struggles in the past 500 years during invasion and rule of foreigners. Before that, there is only medicine. The traditional medicine is used for the people that living in the long years ago, before 500 years. After the Western medicine comes, still the medicine is vibrantly practiced in Tamil Nadu and many other countries like Sri Lanka, Malaysia, etc. and serving all the people whenever other system fall out. Example, the COVID-19. Then the fundamental principles of the Siddha are 5 elements, 3 dosas, 6 states. 5 elements means Panchapodam, 3 dosas, Vada, Pitta, Kapha, 6 states. The system recommends Prakriti-based individualist treatment. This is a old system which has individualist medicine for each and every person. Now the Western people also come to the individualist treatment. Though they are well researched and technically advanced medicine formulations, methods of treatment or alchemy, the Siddhas, thousands of years devised a system which is effective till date. The uniqueness of the Siddha system, there is a medicine, 64 types of medicine, internal and external, 32 internal and 32 external medicines. Every medicines are original of herbal, metal and minerals, animal origin. Unimaginably long shelf life. Some Parpam and Chanduram, the shelf life is 100 years and 75 years respectively. Siddha Biotechnology, nano medicine, because of the preparation of the medicine, the size, particle size of the medicine is a nano medicine, which is easily absorbed and give effect more effective than the allopathy medicine also. Then the Mupu, the universal salt, is used to prepare the metals and minerals easily into the non-toxic methods. Then Kaya Kalpam, Siddha Yoga, personalized medicine, and Varumam. There is a non-invasive treatment in the Siddha system. What the world expects from the Siddha system is safe, effective, affordable, quick, enjoyable, easy available, non-invasive, and no side effects. The differences are in the fundamentals. Siddha system has a built and a never changing concept. It's a Panchapodam, Uirthadu, Uralthadu, Panchapodam 5, Uirthadu 3, Uralthadu 7, Suvaigal 6. This is a never change concept for the Siddha medicine for every all. Then holistic approach. The understanding is complete. Nothing added to the fundamentals. Nothing can be added in future also. This is for ever period. There is no change in the Panchapodangal. The Panchapoda means Andathil Ulade Punda, Pindathil Ulade Andam. In the human body, there is a 5 elements and also the universal has the 5 elements. Allopathic system is based on modern scientific concepts. The concepts are always changing as per the new findings. They are yet to discover the final solid concepts and the fundamentals. And reductionist approach, there is the specific treatment for the specific part of the body, but not in Siddha. There is a whole holistic approach. It cures the mind and also the body. Then coming to the current situation, emerging and re-emerging diseases. Emerging infectious diseases, newly identified and previously unknown infectious agents that cause public health problems either locally or internationally. Re-emerging infectious diseases, infectious agents that have been known for some time had fallen to such low levels that they were no longer considered public health problems and are now showing upward trends in incidence or prevalence worldwide, or they have appeared in areas where they were not previously found. Emerging diseases, why? What is the reason for the emerging diseases? Siddha is a lifestyle way of life based on a nature. When the nature is different, the disease will emerge. The Siddha recommends Prakriti-based habits and foods, seasonal routines, day routines. Day routines means food habits and activities as given in the Siddha lifestyle system. When we are adopting the Siddha lifestyle system, there is no way for the diseases. Because the Siddha lifestyle system, it built the immune system very strong for the human being. As said by the Vice Chancellor of the Ayurveda University, the immune system booster is developed, then there is no chance for the diseases. If the disease comes, there is no side effects and no major morbidities are there. Not adapting to the nature's way. When the nature way is different, then the disease will emerges. Not understanding one's own nature. When we are not understanding our own nature, that the emerging diseases or infectious diseases will reflect, result in a vulnerability to diseases and the infections. What are the emerging diseases? The recent year HIV infection, SARS, Lyme diseases, E. coli infection, hantavirus infection, dengue fever, West Nile virus infection, Zika virus infection, lastly the COVID-19. Immunity comes from within the vaccines, antiviral steroids alone cannot make man completely healthy. They are for temporary and emergency usage, cannot provide immunity against other infectious diseases and other variants. If the same medicine for the, for example, the vaccination is given for one variant of the COVID, may affect the same person affected by the other variant of the coronavirus. So there is no solid treatment for the allopathic medicine. According to the Siddha system, human body is like a fort to be well guarded against pathogens, diseases, causing factors by its own immunity, whether it is developed naturally or by the other system. Naturally by means of the way of activities and by the nature. So during the epidemics, previous epidemics, the government of Tamil Nadu, during the dengue epidemic, all over the Tamil Nadu, we supplies Nilavembu Kudineer and control the spread in the 2009-15. Then during the epidemics of chikungunya in the India, we cure, control and cure the diseases by the Siddha system of medicine all over the Tamil Nadu and the nearby areas. The same, the people also give the Nilavembu Kashayam for affected dengue and chikungunya. Then now the current situation, COVID-19, the fifth pandemic of the century. Direct and specific antiviral medicine in allopathy is yet to arrive. Even after 18 months since emergence of the pandemic, there is no antiviral medicine in allopathy. But in Siddha system, so many medicines are given for the COVID-19. Example, Kabasura Kudineer, Nilavembu Kudineer, Chitrate Kudineer, Nochi Kudineer, Mahasudastra Churnam, Lavangadi Churnam, Talisapatri Churnam, Maldevi Chanduram, Pavala Parpam, Mahabobudi Parpam, Purna Chandurodi Chanduram, Muttu Chanduram, Aradhari Manapaga, Brahmanda Bhairava. Likewise, the list is long. So, on the day of Siddhas, before 5,000 years back, the preparations are formulated. So, the formulation is effective for the wherever the infection is occurs. Where the Siddha medicines are used, even in house and public places as a preventive aspects, even the homemade people, the people will prepare the medicine and take the medicine. Siddha medical college hospitals and research hospitals, Siddha primary health centers and private Siddha hospitals, Siddha corona care centers, allopathic medical colleges and hospitals, even in intensive care units as add-on therapy or a supportive therapy, the Siddha medicines are given for the COVID-19. The union and state governments, the Tamil Nadu government issued a government order stating that Ayush medicine can be used for COVID-19 patients on 24 to 2020. The Ministry of Ayush, Government of India also issued a notification regarding the Ayush medicines for COVID-19 and followed all over the India. This is a government order issued by the government of Tamil Nadu. This is a central Ayush minister is launching a nationwide distribution of the Kapasura Kudini and the Ayush 64. In the government of Tamil Nadu, exclusive Siddha Corona Care Center. During the first wave of COVID-19 in 2020, Tamil Nadu government started 33 Siddha COVID Care Center all around the world, Tamil Nadu. Mild cases were admitted in this center. Almost 19,000 cases were admitted and all are cured without any complications. There is a new one. During the second wave of COVID-19, the Tamil Nadu government assured to start 100 Siddha COVID centers within 10 days all around the Tamil Nadu. If needed, till now 53 Siddha COVID care centers has been inaugurated. They are provided exclusive Siddha treatment like medicines, yoga, pranayamam, immunity enhancer, and nutritious foods. Fever as mentioned in the Siddha. In Siddha system, the fever is called as Suram. Describes Suram as any diseases having rise of temperature as the main or one of the symptoms. In allopathy, they are called as a pyrexia of unknown origin. But in Siddha, there are 64 types of Suram mentioned in Siddha. Separate treatment and medicine mentioned for all the 64 types of medicine. The etiological factors include indigestion, formation of phlegm, trauma, damage to other vital organs, and even fear and other psychological factors. They were well described medicine for the 64 types of Suram also. Among the Kapasuram is correlated with the COVID-19. So that we will use the Kapasura Kudini for the COVID-19. Kapasura Kudini is a well-armed warrior against the COVID-19. It is a full of only a herbs. It is totally 15 herbal combinations. Only medicine indicated for all symptoms of the COVID. So COVID has various symptoms seen for the various variants and the various first wave and second wave. That is symptoms is different, but all types of symptoms is cured only by the one drug, that is Kapasura Kudini. Why we take as a Kapasura Kudini for the COVID? Why? Repurposed based on its benefits during the 2016 H1N1 outbreak. As Kapasuram is an analogy with the COVID-19. The symptoms of the Kapasuram and the COVID-19 symptoms are same more or less. Major drugs possesses antiviral activity. Identified experts recommended. The ingredients of the 15 ingredients of the Kapasura Kudini indicates the most of the herbs having the anti-inflammatory, antipyretic, analgesic, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, antioxidant, hepatoprotective, even a anti-diabetic, anti-asthmatic, anti-tissue, immunomodulatory, anti-diarrheal, and antioxidants. Given the action is for all the symptoms. In the COVID-19 recently, the diarrhea is one of the symptoms. The comorbidity of diabetic and the blood pressure is a comorbidity for COVID patients. So the Kapasura indicates the anti-diabetic activity and the antioxidant activity. So there is no need for any other special medicine for the diabetic and as well as the hypertension. In the recent days, the in silico study is proven for the SARS-CoV. The Indian Silco studies are official Siddha formulation. 37 phytochemical conditions were docked to spy glycoprotein of SARS-CoV by using Crescent flare software. Sarcoserial and litolin from Kavasara Kudinir and Quarantine from shown highest dock score value of above 11. In silico ADME and drug likeliness and synthetic accessibility were also carried out. For totally 37 compounds were screened. Of these, 9 compounds showed high binding affinity against SARS-CoV spike protein. All the phytoconstituents were free from the carcinogenic and the tumorigenic properties. There is no side effects for the Kapasura Kudinir. In animal model, the results of the toxic study proves that alcoholic extract of the KSK is efficient in anti-inflammatory, antipyretic, and antimicrobial activity. It is also it is a previous publication before the COVID-19 pandemic situation. The drug is previously screened for the pharmacological studies, and also a same for the safety studies also. During acute toxicity studies, there was no adverse effect found in the general behavior. In chronic studies, in various doses levels that did not cause any changes in the hematological and biochemical parameters. There is no change in the weight. In the present study, the drug possesses no toxic effect up to the 1.5 ml for the rat. So far, for the past 18 months, there is more research done on the Kapasura Kudigir. Many preclinical researches, namely molecular docking studies, antiviral activities. In clinical studies, research, randomized clinical trial, 3 numbers, 4 non-randomized clinical trials, 1 observational studies, 1 prophylactic studies. All the clinical studies done in the either in the Siddha Corona Care Centers or in the allopathy medical colleges, along with the Director of Indian Medicine and Central Council for Research in Siddha. Some research works done in the Tamil Nadu Dr. F. Medical University, where I was the head of the department. We have done a docking studies for the Aratte, Citrate, Alphinia galanga. The main bioactivity compounds are galangin. It responds to all the spikes of the COVID virus, and also a nochi, that is Vitis togoda. That is the bioactive compounds are the quercetin, cyclopenol, terpenin, and beta-carotene. All the 4 are effective for the coronavirus. We have received grant from the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, to conduct a clinical trial titled Effectiveness Siddha Herbal Formulation Nochikudinir and Citrate on SARS-CoV-2 infected patients, done in the exclusively Corona Government Hospital under the Madras Medical College. We done the clinical trial. 120 patients or participants recruited for the studies and completed the study. The project is in the analysis stages. We done the before and after treatment. There is a increase in the immunological studies also. The immunological immune boosters are very much increased for the Citrate and the Nochikudinir. The participants are not severely, the participants are the mild and moderate patients. That there is no severity for the patients recorded in this study. So my conclusion, Siddha system has been built on the fundamental principles that are never changing, ever relevant, and always applicable. Any diseases of present, past, or future that is important could be only the pre-mutation and combination of the vitation of 3 dosas of Vali Alalayam, that is Vada, Pitta, Kabam. So, hence, let me conclude that Siddha system has the answer not only for the COVID-19, also for the any newly emerging or re-emerging diseases also, because of the medicines. Acknowledgement, all the clinical trials have been reviewed by Central Committee and are under the publication. All the studies done obeyed all regulations. We appreciate and congratulate all the investigators for done the research in COVID-19. Thank you very much. இது க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிடலாங்க.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable keynote address. Professor N. Kabilan, Head Department of Siddha, Dr. MGR Medical University, Annasalai, Guindi, Chennai, India. This is the 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, and Traditional Medicine, and we are proceeding to the end. To present the vote of thanks, I would like to invite Professor R.D.H. Kulathunga, Conference Coordinator of ICUAST 2021. Madam, it's over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Senior Professor Chandrika N. Vijayaratna, Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo. Senior Professor Priyani A. Paranagama, Director, Institute of Indigenous Medicine. Padma Shri Vaidya Rajesh Koteka, Secretary, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Professor Anub Kumar, Acting Vice Chancellor, Gujarat Ayurveda University, and Director, Institute of Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Professor Asim Ali Khan, Director General, Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Professor N. Kabilan, Head, Department of Siddha, Dr. MGR Medical University in India. Distinguished invitees, students of IIM, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to address you this evening and to propose vote of thanks at the 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine organized by the Institute of Indigenous Medicine. It is a pleasure to address you this evening, and let me first of all extended my deep sense of appreciation to our chief guest, Senior Professor Chandrika N. Vijayaratna, Vice Chancellor, University of Colombo, for her inspiring words in her speech. Vice Chancellor Madam has highlighted the value of indigenous medicine and its philosophy to upgrade the quality of life. Many thanks to you, Madam. I am thanking profusely our Director Madam, Senior Professor Priyani A. Paranagama, for having the leadership and continued support and guidance to make this event a great success. On behalf of the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, I would like to extend our profound gratitude to Padma Shri Vaidya Rajesh Koteka, Secretary, Ministry of Ayush, for having accepted our invitation and fulfilling all the requirements. Thank you, sir. Then I wish to extend my sincere gratitude to Professor Anub Kumar, Acting Vice Chancellor and Director, Institute of Teaching and Research in Ayurveda, for your informative and elaborative speech on immunity and Rasayana mentioned in Ayurveda. It is really valuable contribution for the prevailing situation, sir. And also thanks for the academic support from your university, which is a very prestigious Ayurvedic university in the world. Then I move on to thank Professor Asim Ali Khan, Director General, Central Council for Research in Unani Medicine, Ministry of Ayush, for having accepted our invitation for this conference as a keynote speaker. Your contribution is very valuable, sir. Then my sincere thanks to Professor N. Kabilan, Head of the Department of Siddha, Dr. MGR Medical University, India, for your fullest cooperation toward the success of the event. Next, my sincere gratitude to members of Board of Management, IIM, Vice Chancellors of other universities, Deans of Faculties, Directors of Institutions, Commissioner of Ayurveda, Director and staff of Ayurveda Teaching Hospital Borella, for being with us today despite all your commitments. Then I take this opportunity to thank all academic, scientists, research fellows, paper presenters, medical officers, Ayurvedic physicians, and medical students of IIM for your valuable contribution to the success of the event. And also, on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to thank the sponsors Himalaya and IICA companies for their financial support for the success of this event. Then I would like to thank heads of Ayurveda and Unani, members of academic staff, administrative staff, non-academic staff of IIM and committee of members ICUAST 2021 for your continued support and dedication for this virtual conference. Next, I take this opportunity to thank the head and the staff of IT section, IIM, Mr. Ruan, Mr. Lahiru, Mrs. Nalindra, Mr. Buddhika, and Mr. Jayakodi for playing a key role from the very beginning and for working around the clock service extended great success of this conference. And also thank the members of organizing committee for their tireless effort for the success of the event. Finally, my sincere thanks to compeers today, Natalia Veeravardhana, intern medical officer, and Mr. Charita Minipurarachi, BMS medical student from our very own institute. We are proud of you. Thank you for your valuable support toward the success of the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Professor D.H. Kulathunga, the conference coordinator of ICUAST 2021, for your valuable efforts, as we know that it has been a very difficult task in order to organize this kind of an event in the prevailing situation here in the country as well as in the globe. So meanwhile, as we have reached the end of the inauguration ceremony of the 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani and Siddha and Traditional Medicine 2021, it's time for me to announce or give you information about tomorrow's program. Whereas we know that ICUAST 2021 is being held from today and tomorrow, and the virtual scientific session have been arranged on the 11th, which is tomorrow, from 9 a.m. to 5:45 p.m. And meanwhile, 5 parallel sessions will be held in the morning, and 5 parallel sessions will be held in the evening as well. 8 oral and 2 poster sessions, among them 3 student oral presentation sessions and 1 student poster presentation session will be held. And the presenters and delegates are already sent the joining link. Hope you have already received the links. And more details are available on the ICUAST website. And the valedictory session will be held tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. And the e-abstract book, as well as the certificate, the e-certificate will be sent soon after the conference. So that being said, inviting you all to join tomorrow's scientific sessions and the valedictory session as well. We're going to take a joint photograph. As with the current situation, we are all joining virtually along Zoom. So let's switch on your cameras and we are going to capture the photograph, the group photograph of ICUAST 2021. Please switch on your cameras. Thank you.
Right, while the group photograph is being taken, it's time to conclude the event. And a big thank you for IICA Wellness College and Himalaya Ayurveda Drug Manufacturing Company for sponsoring the 7th International Conference on Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine. So ladies and gentlemen, the Institute of Indigenous Medicine, University of Colombo have paved the way for research education, the research excellence. As you all know, if a certain person is involved in research studies, he is dedicating to make this world a better place for each and every one of us. So there might be a certain topic, investigate, learn, search facts, and you will be definitely able to make this world a better place for each and every one of us. So the theme of the 7th International Conference of Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicine, right? So the indigenous knowledge for emerging excellence. We are going to conclude the 7th International Conference of Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha and Traditional Medicines inauguration ceremony. So a big thank you for organizers and count for the scientific and politics decisions tomorrow. Thank you all. Thank you very much.